Alright guys, decided to do a little narrative today on the Virginia Midland. If you didn't know, I do have two railroads. I've actually got two short lines. The Midland is a little bit longer. My other railroad, the Virginia Central, is in here, and I will show you where they're. I'm going to do a separate narrative on them myself, probably in another video. But here's mainly when you walk in. The room's about 10 by 10. It's around the walls and everything like that. I've got some storage space up there, got some lights. Still want to do some little bit of work in here, but not much. Let's get on with a little tour here. I like to always start here. My kids always seem like they like to come in here right to Industrial Drive, and that is Industrial Drive. Goes over to Mid-Atlantic Feeds, and mainly with a little parking lot over there, and I will show you that here in a minute. We've got a few cars over there and everything. Let's start with Mid-Atlantic Feeds. Mid-Atlantic Feeds has a very large elevator. As you can see, and it's also served by two railroads. The grain elevator is actually served by the Central, as you can see there, off that trackage coming over there. The rest of the building where Mid-Atlantic Feeds mainly ships animal feeds. So we get a little bit of variety coming out of there with the boxcars, and they are shipped out by the Midland. Looking down Industrial Drive again, the trackage closest to you is the Virginia Central. And we just installed a, as you can see, I got a sign on the ground on the other side of the tracks there, a little flashing light there. I haven't hooked it up yet. I'm going to get something maybe with a ding and bell and everything. But the Midland is a little bit more busy than the Central here, so we're going to put some flashing lights and everything on there. Trackage do cross each other down here at the tower, which is called, this is called the City Junction. The tower is an older kit. It is boarded up. Might put something there more regionally correct, but right now it looks, I think it looks pretty good. My scenery and ballast and everything was first done over here. I did this bridge area. Probably one of my first scenery I ever did. And I think it still looks pretty good. I need to come in there and do a little bit of work here. It's got a little wear and tear. I did put some more water in it the other day. And when I first poured it, it took a long time to dry, but it looks pretty good. The Virginia Central has an aggregate unloading area over there, but we'll talk more about that later. Coming back down here, I already gave you a spill about Mid-Atlantic Feeds. We're going to go to the specialized beverage. As you know, they ship brewskis or beer. You get some different boxcars in there, maybe a couple Mexican boxcars occasionally. But so you get a little variety there, get some beat up ones in there. We have two tracks. Of course, the closest track serves Mid-Atlantic Feeds, and then a specialized beverage. You get a couple boxcars every working session. So it's always switched out here, and we got two industries there. We go down here to Old Dominion Foods. Old Dominion Food is a food distributor, so we get some reefers in there. You can see one sticking out of the door right there as we speak. You can get a couple reefers in there, which is plenty for that industry. We don't want our trains too big. If I have a 7-car train, it's large for me. Looking at the trackage here, as you can see, track 1 over there against the wall is what I call the industrial maze. As you see, the tracks down here go to a couple other industries. We have Klotz down here where the rail box is. Klotz, probably one of my best trackages. I will pull this boxcar out of the way. Just very weedy and got a bunch of doors that you can serve. So you got to really look at your switches. Let's see which door you got to put it at. Put a lot of pallets and everything. I thought it looked really well. One of my favorite places to switch. Beyond Klotz, I don't know what the heck Klotz does. I thought it's actually a original off the Virginia Central here in Fredericksburg. Its original name, so of course it's on the Midland, not on the Central, so it makes it doesn't matter, a little holdover. On the other side over here, well, just down from Klotz is Patriot Industries, which mainly deals with pool chemicals. We get a couple tank cars in there every time. This is another interesting place to switch. We got a little working gate that I put in, and it actually opens up. So that makes it give you a little interest. I still got to put some Constantine wire on the top of it. I think I saw somebody that actually sells that stuff in something. This track right here is not weathered or anything. Really, it's not done. I'm going to put a little loading dock on. It's going to be a team track. So I'll get a little variety. Maybe a flat car, maybe a box car, maybe who knows. Just to do a little interest here. Thought about maybe put a house or two right here where it's in a neighborhood. I don't know how close a neighborhood wants to be actually to a pool company with lots of chlorine. I don't know. I may put a house, or maybe the other side of the track's house. Just got some stuff set out there. Really doesn't matter. Let me show you how my trackage works down here. I'm backing up down here to Klotz. As you can see, track 1 is all the way over on the left. And when trains come in, that's the trackage they're working on the most. The main line is in the middle, and the passing siding usually don't have any cars stored there, but your trains will come in, and they have to actually, when they come for staging, they've got to run their power in the train so they can get a battlefield yard, because battlefield yard is looking that way. So when they come in from this way, they got to run around the train. So it gives a little interest. If you got a Fredericksburg and Northern Neck train, which I have not talked about, they will actually come in from the other way, and so you might have to do a little passing there, which gives a little interest to the railroad. Moving on down, as you can see, these tracks all come into 2, and then the pass siding finally runs out, and we get over here to a little bridge scene that I just put in. This is I thought I did an excellent job with this, in my opinion. I'm kind of a perfectionist to a certain degree, and I thought it turned out pretty well. The reason I had to put this, I actually had 2 bridges over here one time, and I still didn't hide it 100%. And you're probably wondering, why the heck is that hole so big? I actually dabble in O scale a little bit, so I had an O in 30 layout actually, where battlefield yard at one time. So that's why the big hole wouldn't be as hard if it wasn't as big, I don't think. But I still think it's that goes out to staging. Got a couple tracks over there, so I can hide a couple trains out there. May eventually go to a helix, which I might use a slower level, which you cannot see. So more news later on. I'll check my blog out on that. So we got the Midland, and actually goes under the bridge here. Midland's actually both trackage. As you can see, the Virginia Central here with their pulpwood cars. There's probably going to be a little pulpwood yard here. I've got a wood chip loader, but I don't think it's going to work here. They've got too much with their aggregate and everything. That's enough for them. With a wood chip hopper, that's going to be too much work. And they got a signal. All my signals are controlled by toggle, so I switch them, which is nice. Moving on down through here, some pretty decent scenery. I'm pretty happy with it. Little, you can see where I control my signals with the toggles there, and there's the signals. Little house back there, and kind of in the wilderness. The bridge is also like a good scene separator also. If you can see the trackage here, we got 2 tracks coming in to Battlefield Yard. Closest track to you is the Midland Main Line. Far track actually leads to more staging, as you can see. That actually, see if I can bend over here and get my camera. Goes to more staging. That is where the RF&P, Richmond, Fredericksburg, Potomac, which was taken over by CSX in the early 90s. I'm modeling in the early 90s, so RF&P is still alive. And they did come into Fredericksburg, like my model shows, or actually my layout shows. If you don't know what an RFP engine looks like, there's one right there parked. And they come in and they give all the traffic to the Midland on this end, on the other end in orange, which will be interchanged with Norfolk Southern. Breaking down Battlefield Yard, I've got a little crew shed here, or maintenance away. It's got some older vehicles, some 90 vehicles. I've got a caboose here. 292 is stationed here, ready for its next assignment. As you can see, the tracks come in. I got some jersey walls. The white ties, as you can see them all the way around. See them in a few places. It just helps me if I'm putting cars in the yard where I can stop, or they don't run into each other or clip each other. New Virginia Midland power, Jeep 39-2, 274 makes appearance. He's not done. As you see, the grills and stuff are still clean. I've got to weather him up. Might put some white stripes on the side of him. Got some sand hoppers behind him. We got some other cars. I'll give you a long shot down the yard here. The yard is kind of tight, but it works for me. Moving on down, I've got some buildings against the wall, which are not permanent now, just kind of feeling out things. A yard crew, I would say a little building, just mainly controls the yard here. Got a little parking lot here. These are those, I'm trying to think who makes those, Monster Model Works. Those concrete sheets. Oh man, those things sensational. They're wood actually, if you can believe that. Looks like real concrete. Might use some of those on a that loading dock over there. It's not modeled. But as you see, that's the end of the line over here. There's my door. See my O and 30 layout underneath of there. I'll go kind of fast. That might be orange. Well, we'll see at the other end of the Midland. But just wanted to show you what's going on in here. I've got my shelf here where I keep a lot of my power, a lot of crazy I got probably too many inches for my layout, and I can see my videos are already pushing 11 minutes here. So hope you enjoyed some information. If you got some questions, give me a holler, give me a comment there. I'll be glad to answer it. I'm just starting to get into this YouTube. I've had a few videos, but I want to put a few more on there. Just show you. I'm going to still do another video on the Central. I had to wait till all my kids had left. They all went to church this evening. Kind of hard to get quietness around here. I know I'm not the greatest narrator, but I'm trying my best here, and my finger just got in the way. So check out the Virginia Midland blog, www.virginiamidlandrailroad.blogspot.com. Hopefully that address is correct. Go in there and check it out. I try to update every week. I think I like running the blog. It's pretty nice. And check out my other videos here. I've got a lot of them on the Midland on here, and I will be glad to answer any questions you got. This is a small layout, room's 10 by 10, so I think you can get more work done on a small layout. Would I like a larger layout? Of course I would, but this is already 9+ years in the making here. So as you can see, I've got a lot of time in here, but I enjoy it. I wish I had more op sessions. I don't get the chance to run it. My kids do run it occasionally, but so I'll be quiet now, and I will talk to you later on.